Last time on the Great Ace Attorney 2.
Before I engage my analytical processes, I must ask you to clarify something. What, pray, is behind the curtain?
That is the Two Spells special exhibit.
Would you be so kind as to draw back the curtain, I wonder? Is he trying to get a free show?
Absolutely none. There is nothing amiss behind there.
I strongly encourage you to allow me to see what lies beyond for free before the situation worsens.
Oui, very well.
We must ask ourselves what exactly is afoot here in this museum. The answer is revealed by the bundle of banknotes protruding so helpfully from your bag. So what does this large sum of money reveal? Ah, not as much as the involuntary glance you cast, it would seem, Madame Two Spells. Yes, the answer lies where your eyes now fall.
Dear Madame Two Spells.
That's not what it says. It does not say that.
Lorem ipsum, lorem ipsum. Oh, we've taken the prisoner from this room. The price for his safe return is £200.
It's a ransom note.
Exactly.
So it would seem that we finally arrive at the truth. And it's time for... Oh, boy.
Here we go.
The waxwork of the especially ruthless killer from the special exhibit has been kidnapped.
And Scottish Yard are already investigating. But the model's whereabouts remain a mystery. Thus concludes Herlock Sholmes' great deduction of this horrifying puzzle, with absolutely no assistance from anyone else whatsoever.
So this waxwork that was stolen, it was a model of some horrible criminal, I suppose?
Of a particularly horrible criminal, in fact. What are you laughing at?
Are we betting it's Jack the Ripper? Oh,
The killer who left a more profound scar in society than any other, I would say. The prosecutor.
Oh,
Le professor.
Professor Edgeworth!
Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Disillusion Plays The Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve, where we play the games and do the voices.
Yeah.
Before we jump on in, I'm Sarah.
I'm Pete.
And I'm Taylor.
Sweet.
Nice.
Nice. And just a little reminder, if you are new to the channel, then don't forget, why don't you give us a little like, subscribe, and ring that bell. It really helps us out.
Yeah.
For all of those that have been with us for quite some time, hello, welcome back.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us once again as we learn a little bit more about our good old friend, I can't do it.
Oh, demonic.
That was just...
He was just...
friend Van Dijk. Yes. Like, excuse me while
Where's the Joker?
Excuse me while I... Our friend Van Dijk.
Oh, there he is. There he is.
Yes. It was an accident. A terrible accident. He assures me he can prove it.
Well, now, I didn't say that, I don't think.
I must warn you.
He's Nipponese.
Oh, I know. I've heard already. You're going to be prosecuting, aren't you? Yes.
Oh, damn.
Since I returned to England, I've heard lots of stories. Baroque, are you really... What?
A vampire. Yes.
Never mind. I know that you have my best interests at heart.
Poor unfortunate soul.
My friend is on trial. I wouldn't entrust it to
He used the F word.
I wouldn't entrust it to anybody else.
I use the term friend loosely.
Of course, I fully understand. Thank you, Baroque. Until tomorrow, then. I'll see you in court.
Pray, do not think that my statement of our friendship will keep me
not.
from being any more ruthless. In fact, I shall be
not
twice as
believe
ruthless.
I shall be twice as ruthless.
So that there is no doubt as to your innocence.
No doubt.
Very good.
As to your innocence.
Well, just another day in the Old Bailey, isn't it?
Wait, I know that voice.
Look, is that you?
I'm sorry. I know. We keep doing it, but it's just so funny.
Are you kidding? That's like the best joke we did. It was a completely unintentional fluke, and then it just turned out to be amazing. It was like it's like the best thing we've done.
Sold it.
It's chef's kiss, just mwah.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's been 6 months since I can't believe.
I
can't believe it's been 6 months since I was last allowed to work in court. And now here I am, back at the Old Bailey. I think it might have actually been 6 months in real time, too, since we got from the end of the last game to this point.
Murder of Sonic wasn't that long. It was one day. It was one day that we split into 4 videos, but it was one day.
It was one long
No, I'm not talking about that.
Oh, I thought you said the last
talking
game.
about like all of the other intervening episodes, like the end of the last Great Ace Attorney, and then that introduction case with Susato that lasted a long time.
But she was cute, though.
She was cute. She was cute.
No, she was handsome.
Handsomely cute.
Handsomely cute, yeah.
Dashing.
Mr. Naruhodo.
Good morning, Professor Harebrayne.
I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense. The atmospheric pressure in here is off the charts. I've never felt anything like it. It's crushing me.
That's called anxiety.
It's...
I feel it every time I'm here. That gravity.
Well, this is Britain's highest court. But are you telling me it's fitted with some kind of device that can actually control air pressure?
Oh dear, I've got him excited again.
I think it's probably all in the mind.
Ah, yes. Well, you won't let me down, will you, Mr. Naruhodo? I'm counting on you in today's trial to save my life, to save the secret of my super high voltage instantaneous kinesis machine from being made public. That's not, is that what we're doing? We're stopping that from
He doesn't
the
want
knowledge?
that to happen because that's why there's that whole new committee thing.
I mean, yeah.
So basically, if he gets arrested, then the government will be able to take possession of his invention documents. Currently, it's protected under that Independent Inventors Act or whatever. But if he gets arrested...
Guys, we know what's going to happen, though, because we played the first game. And if you remember in the first game, there was the whole super secret government thing, like, ooh, the music disc. That's like, but we needed to reveal that our client was innocent. We had to kind of maybe reveal the government secrets.
I mean, probably. We're probably going to have to, like, get him to... Was it that... Was it if he gets arrested, or was it they had to prove that the machine was not involved in a murder? Was it that?
I don't know. I think it's if he gets convicted, he loses the rights, but I could be wrong.
Well,
but maybe Pete's right, and it'll be like we're going to get halfway through, and Iris is going to be like, "Oh, this design for this machine doesn't actually work at all. It wouldn't do anything."
And it's like, oh,
and then he's like, his soul is crushed out of his body.
Yeah. I want you
by
to
the
know
10-year-old child.
I want you to know that you have just crossed this scientist spirit.
I am standing here. I am standing here in court with no will left to live. Thank you.
As a fellow scientist, I thought you, of all people, should agree. But no.
You guys seem to have got his voice down better than I have at this point. I just can't seem to get it back.
Doesn't think like this. Stuttery and slow.
I understand. I know what I have to do.
Like, I know what it is. It's like a BBC broadcast, but I just can't seem to rekindle it. It's weird. We'll see.
I have to establish that the explosion 2 days ago was nothing more than an unfortunate accident.
Well, I'm sure there's nothing to worry about. Really? No, nothing to... Well, I'm sure there's nothing to worry about. Really. Justice will prevail. Now, that's got to be Van Zeet.
That's got it, yeah.
I think so, yeah.
My commiserations, Mr. Naruhodo. You appear to have been lumbered with
or
a
is
most...
it Herlock?
I think it probably is Herlock, because I don't think he wouldn't say Mr. Naruhodo. He'd say like my Nipponese friend.
Okay. All right then. So we'll see. My commiserations, Mr. Naruhodo. You appear to have been lumbered with a most tiresome case here.
There's no tact. There we go.
There you go.
Yes.
Mr. Sholmes! I didn't expect to see you on this side of the room. Not over there.
That was very mean, Bruno, leaving me at home with Hurley.
But you live together. I thought you liked him. No,
No.
I like any opportunity to leave.
It took me at least an hour to wake him.
That doesn't surprise me.
Don't you say it. Don't you say
Say what, Taylor? What? Who?
Nothing.
What? About Napzilla over there.
That it takes you several naps before you feel refreshed.
It takes at least 1 hour to wake
That's
Taylor
what
from
you
his
get
various
for
naps.
doing the Mukuro Ikusaba, Taylor. That's what you get.
Fine.
Is it? Are you? Herlock Sholmes?
Yes.
Indeed, sir. I am he, Herlock Sholmes. Oh, I've heard all about your exploits, even whilst living in Germany.
Ah, yes. Franz magazine is on sale in Germany, too.
This month's installment was sublime. Your deduction in The Adventure of Silver Blaze was wonderful.
Oh, yes. Iris, what was that one again?
Ah, yes. A memorable case indeed. It concerned a snake, I seem to recall. And a
No,
speckled band of some kind?
No, that was the speckled band.
Oopsie. Oh,
Well, thank you for coming. I do appreciate your support.
Snape over there.
Yes, and unfortunately, Hurley's support is the horizontal kind.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, my dear fellow, but I'm afraid I can't stay.
No, how awful.
How tragic.
You mean to say I waited an hour to wake you up and now you're going to leave?
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess he'll
Hurley,
leave.
don't make me kick you in the shin again.
I guess Iris is going to be our judicial assistant
I
again.
guess
for
so.
Yeah, definitely. Oh.
I have urgent business at Madame Tuspel's.
What, standing around?
Well, it's very
nothing.
serious business being a temporary waxwork model, I'll have
Yes,
you know.
remind me to come and kick you in the shin again later.
That was very unkind. And quite uncalled for, Miss Iris.
Well, I thought it was a waxwork, not the real thing.
And I did my very best to uphold my posture. But however,
Yes.
You
I want to
did.
kick
You
off
held
the
it upright as
posture.
you moved into the air.
that being said, you did, I mean, to say that you were aiming for my shins, you did quite a good job of missing and hitting a certain other area, madam.
The short bony thing on the end of my leg will
connect
connect sharply with a pair of tangly objects.
That's within your trousers.
What is that from?
That's another Blackadder.
Blackadder.
Yeah.
Naturally.
Oh gosh, what's that? I know what it is. He's talking to Baldric, but I can't remember what. And it's like, and if you don't answer, is it the dictionary one? I think it might be the dictionary one.
It might be.
You mean your waxwork job?
No, the waxwork abduction, of course. Madame has
yes.
engaged my services. Don't you recall?
Ah, so you're trying to get to the bottom of that ransom note, are you?
£500 is £500, my good sir. The week's wages depend on it, as does the safe return of the waxwork. Naturally, not that I really care about
But
that.
the wages are more important.
Anyway, the money is indeed what I'm really going for here. As such, I intend to give it my undivided attention.
Until it's divided by something else.
Until I've received the money, at which point it then doesn't really matter.
Oh, well, never mind then. I understand.
Good, yes, wonderful. Of course, with my skills of observation and reasoning, resolving the matter will be as easy as proverbial pie.
Mm-hmm.
Although I suppose I won't have a Mr. Naruhodo to help me with my logic and reasoning spectacular, so it is possible there might be some errors.
I imagine
Anyhow,
you'll be halfway to India by the end of the day.
well, yes, I shall return forthwith. For until I solve the case, I shall have no money to afford a pie of any description.
Oh.
Gun?
Then you must absolutely give it your full attention, Hurley. And please take your time. No rush. Don't come back.
Quite.
Do come back, but not soon.
Quite, Iris. Quite. But life is riddled with irony, you know. Whenever I give something my full attention, I have a quite insatiable desire for a pie. One of the universe's intractable mysteries, you might say. Oh, yes, quite. Definitely, absolutely. I totally understand.
I can imagine he's on about pies in Pythagoras. like
the math pie.
Yeah.
Is someone a little starstruck?
I wish you the very best of luck, Professor Harebrayne, although I don't really care, to be honest. Why, thank you. Before I depart, Mr. Naruhodo, a word in your ear, if you please.
Please don't get very close to the camera. What's this about?
I like pie. As you have remarkably little grounding in science, I feel I ought to inform you. As compelling as this super high voltage instantaneous kinesis hypothesis may be, a practical implementation such as what was attempted by the professor at the Great Exhibition is quite impossible.
But the professor said the demonstration was a success.
Oh dear,
Well, bully, ignore me then.
Yes, it would appear that he fervently believes it was.
I've read Professor Bunnybrain's paper about it too, Runo, and I have to say...
What a load of trollop!
Oh, there we go. We made the joke earlier, but they're already doing it, just not in court yet.
Yeah.
I'm sure it can't be done. I could bet it could barely be done theoretically, let alone practically.
I'm standing here in shambles. Complete shambles.
I want you to know that I can hear you.
I want you to know that I can hear you, and I must say, I am very sad.
I am very sad. Good evening and good night.
So he's completely barking up the wrong tree.
It would be quite safe to say, my dear friend, that I nearly said it. Shut up! Shut up! It would be quite fair to say, my dear friend, that I don't think he's anywhere near the forest.
But how could an experiment that had no possibility of succeeding in fact succeed? That's contradictory.
I mean,
that's called misdirection and magic.
It seems like you might have hit the nail quite on the head there, sir. How indeed. And it's that contradiction that will be at the heart of the trial. I've no doubt.
Which will be because the person that he supposedly hypervoltage super instantaneous kinesis transportation transmissioned was actually looking for a way to fake his own death. Which is what we have to prove. I bet. Probably.
Maybe.
What's that supposed to mean?
Or it's a murder.
Yeah, someone took the opportunity to do a stabbing.
To
wipe their ledger clean, as it were.
To bunk him off.
Bunk him off, yeah.
As it were.
What's that supposed to mean?
Now, I must hurry along. I wish you the best of luck, my dear fellow, and Mr. Scientist fellow.
See you later, Hurley.
Yes, I'm going now.
Instant transmission.
Oh, wow, he made that. Actually, I take back everything I've said. Instantaneous kinesis can actually work. Hurley's just done it.
He's obviously using my new invention that I've kept secret until now.
The instant transmission mat.
It's like, turns out that's what the gun's for.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like you're on your own today, Runo. But chin up, you can do it.
Oh, are you not going to help me? Oh, there we go.
What about you, Iris?
No, I'm afraid I can't help. I have something I need to do.
I see.
It's going to be a big surprise for you when you find out what it is.
Uh-oh.
That sounds ominous.
Yes, it does.
Aww.
I love that we can read it immediately.
Counsel for the defence and the defendant, if you're quite through faffing about, court is about to be in session. Make your way into the courtroom at once. We're on our way. I should hope
I
so.
said I'm going. You're on your own, pal.
These lawyers, they solicitors, they don't half mess about, don't they?
I think
Talking
they
absolute
spend an
tripe.
awful time of soliciting and not enough time of the erring. An experiment that the laws of science say can't possibly succeed. And a scientist who's convinced that it did. That's the riddle you have to unlock here, Ryunosuke. That's the key to this case. A deadly deception, a deadly faith, a deadly... Wait a minute.
But this isn't the last trial, right?
This isn't the last...
It's not the last
No, it's in the reverse time order, Pete.
Of course.
This will be out before
I
the
know.
other one.
It's almost like we're dropping hints as what is yet to come.
Spoilers.
Just you wait.
Jeez.
Just you wait.
Oh boy.
You're in for it. Who have we? Oh, we've got some new jurors.
We've actually got a different jury this time.
Wow.
Okay.
In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. We are sitting today for the public trial of Professor Albert
Bunny brain.
Albert Bunnybrain. Yeah. Wait a moment. Let me just hang on. Let me adjust my glasses. That's not what it says at all. Who did this? Who did this?
I'm going now, Bruno. Bye.
That's the
Somebody
important thing she had to do, was sneak into the judge and adjust.
Somebody please escort this small child out of this courtroom and fetch me the correct identification papers. For the public trial of Professor Albert Harebrayne. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed.
The prosecution.
Blah, blah, blah.
I don't say blah, blah, blah.
You just did.
You've got me.
Do you think he walks up to the stand like that? Do you think he just waddles with the cloak up, or do you think he does it while he's waiting?
No, he doesn't waddle, he glides.
He's on one of those hoverboards.
The one wheel.
You know what I mean? Yeah. No, he'll have like his assistant. He'll be
Like
stood on.
wheel him in a trolley.
No, he'll be stood on the back of his assistant as he sort of like walks on it. Anyway, the prosecution is ready.
To feast, I mean.
To feast on the court.
The defense is ready, my lord. Although normally I have someone here to help me, and I'm kind of a two-man operation, really. So I'll just be by myself, and I don't know how this is going to go.
He's gotta prove
I'm
that he
6
can-
months out of practice, and what's more,
He's got to prove that he can do it by himself, I guess.
No, I'm just.
Oh,
No, it was just.
no.
I'm without Susato-san in her repository of infinite knowledge today.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't be laughing, but I'm just like with you saying like, well, I'd normally have a two-person team, really. I'm just imagining him in there. It's like, isn't that right, Sticky? And he's just got Kazuma's sword with two googly eyes.
Oh no!
No?
Like Wilson.
It's like Wilson, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh, okay.
I'm without Susato-san today.
I was sad seeing Susato for a moment.
I know. I kind of miss her.
I wanted to come back.
Is it just my imagination, or does the air in here feel even more oppressive than usual?
Oh.
Isn't that right, Sticky?
He's doing the eyes again.
So, I must say I recollect the victim of this case all too well. Mr. Odie Assman. Odie Assman. Odie. He's an
Just had another funny thought,
Assman.
sorry.
You'd better be. Funny thoughts are not allowed to be had while we're
It's just-
playing the game, Sarah. It's very serious.
No, I meant to say he's got a pair of googly eyes on Sticky and a headband, and he's put a fan in front of it so it blows like Kazuma's.
He's using a little invention by Iris,
Yeah.
a handheld fan. Maybe that's what the gun's for. Mr. Assman was well known as a financier, though that was merely a front for his diverse criminal activities.
It was only a month ago that the man appeared in court, prosecuted by you, Lord Van Zieks. But the jury unanimously found him not guilty.
Because every member of the jury had been bribed by the sound of it. These powerful London criminals are prepared to go to extreme lengths to keep their freedom.
That's why they had the same jurors then. They were all bribed.
Well,
Yeah.
But 2 days ago, on the 21st of October, Mr. Assman met his end. The work of the Reaper, was it?
if that is how your lordship would describe divine retribution. But the fact remains that Mr. Assman's death was a direct result of the actions of the accused, Professor Harebrayne.
Very well, then. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, who have been selected at random to represent the will of the people, and now there will be a small process where the people playing this game have to decide what voices they would like to assign.
Oh, damn.
Are the 6 of you ready to fulfill your societal duty?
Oh.
I'm most gratified to have been selected to carry out this important civic duty, my lord.
You got friggin' REO Speedwagon over there on the left.
I know, yeah. Oh, Christ. I don't know what voice to give her, apart from sounding like one as I've already done. Oh, she sounds a bit excited. To have a man's fate in the palm of one's hand. Oh gosh, oh golly, it sends shivers down my spine.
Oh, very good.
Oh, magician.
Wow, I
Science
like him.
experiments, magic, conjuring tricks, courtroom trials, all are nothing more than performances.
That is a moustache. Oh, blimey.
Oh my. Any spurious scholar that defiles the reputation of science deserves to hang. Although, to be fair, if he's a science fellow, he probably wouldn't sound like that, but we'll see.
Corn!
Corn.
Oh, God. We have to listen to what's on both sides of the fence and then settle on one. That's it, isn't it?
Oh, there he is.
Hey. Oh.
Wasn't like this, Monday. Wasn't like this at all. Gun.
Gun.
Why would a gun
That's the police killer Automole lookalike again. And he's as exhausted as ever, it seems. He's definitely Rolly's father. That's why.
Yeah.
That's the reason.
Well, as I'm sure you're all aware, it's quite possible that the people voicing these characters may then forget the voices that they have just indeed invented.
Yeah, well, I do realize I basically just did Luke, Atme, and Shamspeare's voice for the magician, so that may change, but, you know.
Yeah, I'm like, I can't remember what I did. I literally can't remember what I just did. I just did it, and I can't remember what I did. I need to listen back.
Be amazed at the marvelous. No, that's just.
That's
oh,
many
God,
many
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 many-
Me baby-bo.
The incident we are here to judge today tragically took place at the Great Exhibition, shortly after its opening.
Though the death toll could have been far worse. With the exception of the victim, no one was killed. Nevertheless, the dream of the science being exhibited rapidly turned into a nightmare for the spectators.
A tragic turn of events, and as such the eyes of all London, no, of the whole world, will be on this trial. Somehow, it's not like we have a broadcasting system of any kind. It is our duty to reach a swift and just conclusion, I feel.
Well, there's not going to be anything swift about the resolution.
So, your opening statement, please, Lord Van Zieks.
At the heart of this incident is technology never before demonstrated anywhere in the world.
One of science's latest developments, I take it? The government is keen to capitalize on the Great Exhibition to improve Britain's technological advantage.
The technology being demonstrated by the accused was described as super high voltage instantaneous kinesis. Blech.
Good lord.
Where does it say that? Where does it say that again?
It's designed to disassemble human subjects using extremely high voltage electricity.
Like, oh my gosh.
Oh, no. Now, giving away the secrets of my design in full view of the public.
Where did you get those blueprints?
I know, he's like, oh no, I don't know if I've got the right paper here. Oh no, oh goodness.
What page was it again?
And beam them instantly to another location where they are subsequently reassembled. Only this time it didn't seem to do the reassembling part so well.
Oh dear.
Is such a thing even within the realms of possibility?
Actually, no.
Oh no. Oh, was it like, well, I don't believe it, that's for sure? Yeah. Was it that?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Think so?
Well, I don't believe it, that's for sure.
Yes, he's kind of a little bit.
A little bit more. It was kind of like this, wasn't it? Yes. Boise. Yes.
Boise, yeah.
Yes. Okay. There we go. Thank you.
Disassembling people with electricity? My goodness, how shocking.
Oh, for God's sake!
Now he's a bit like this.
I'm so glad that you remember my voices for me, Sarah, sweetheart, because otherwise I feel like we'd be here all day.
He's a bit like, whole idea is absurd.
The whole idea is absurd.
Ringo, when did you become a scientist?
That was Ringo, yeah, for you. From
Look,
you.
all right, I've just got a particular voice that I like to do, and I'm sorry if I'm typecasted now. All right.
The whole idea is absurd. The hypothesis would never stand up to scrutiny.
Sir, I do believe you are a fellow of the Royal Society, are you not? An expert in your field.
I am, and my word on the matter can be considered final. Instantaneous kinesis is poppycock.
So this expert and Mr. Sholmes are in agreement. It's impossible.
Excuse me, I actually read the paper. It wasn't Hurley, it was me.
What is the prosecution's view on the matter?
Trollop. Tripe. Utter tripe.
The prosecution would assert that the accused's instantaneous kinesis demonstration was a success.
What?
What? Rot? What a rot!
What rot?
What rot? What a rot!
Order!
The professor's hypothesis is currently under investigation by the British government. If it is deemed to have merit, a substantial research grant would be made available. The accused made use of the invention built on his new hypothesis to take Mr. Asman's life, in order to be the sole benefactor of the grant.
But, what?
This disastrous demonstration was no accident. It was carefully designed from the outset to end the life of the victim.
Oh, damn.
And I shall calm down now.
Thank you, Lord Van Zeeks, for that outburst. The prosecution's stance is quite clear indeed. But you will now bring forth witnesses to substantiate your claims.
Gladly, my lord.
Oh.
Whoosh.
Oh.
I must remove my cape. Bailiff! Show the first witnesses to the stand!
Are you going to pick this up, or is this just to clean up after you like your maid, then?
It'd be really nice if they just left it in the courtroom.
Why am I here? Just to suffer?
Witnesses, state your names and occupations for the court.
Yes, sir. Gregson, and not paid enough to deal with this. Tobias Gregson, Detective Inspector at Scottish Yard's Homicide Division.
Tobias, not paid enough, Gregson.
Not paid enough, Gregson.
I was on duty at the demonstration on the day in question and in charge of the following investigation. Words.
Sorry, I've not had my chips yet.
Albert Harebrayne, scientist. You were born in England, but have been carrying out research in Germany in recent years, correct? Yes, that's right. After graduating from university here in Britain, I went to work in Germany and made an amazing discovery. Which is what brought me back. I had to demonstrate my incredible hypothesis at the Great Exhibition.
What you demonstrated was incredible, all right. An incredible explosion!
There's no need to shout, I'm stood beside you. But the science was a success. The instantaneous kinesis worked.
And you know what else worked? All the men that had to scrape up the gibbets from over the scaffolding.
Everyone saw it. They must have done. Yes, there was a terrible accident, but the demonstration of my hypothesis was a success.
Oh, aye, if you call that human jam scraped up off the floorboards a success, then fine.
How dare you?
Oh, yeah,
Honestly.
it's a proper success. You've been able to transform one human from something that's a normal person to something that'll fit in a jam jar. That's really impressive.
What is the meaning of this? I thought we were supposed to be having a trial here, not some sort of accusation-throwing nonsense.
What do you think this is? It's an Ace Attorney game. That's all we do is accuse.
What on
Well,
earth?
that much is undeniable.
Don't you make me rub my chips in your face. I put extra vinegar on these as well.
My eyes! It burns!
As shown in this photograph taken by the forensic investigation team. Not photographic print. I guess we're not using that one. Oh.
Oh dear.
This was taken inside the Crystal Tower, I take it. The centerpiece of the exhibition, no less.
How are his glasses attached to his face?
They'd be pinched on his nose.
Yeah, they're probably very tight.
Because you can get glasses that do that, and they just
Oh,
sort
like
of
the pince nez, yeah.
like Morpheus from The Matrix.
Oh. That's right, my lord. Seems the victim rammed straight into it. And you'll notice we only took a photograph of the upper half. That's because the lower half is no longer there. So it was a bit, there's a little bit of it over there and over there.
It's a bit grisly, Your Honour. You don't want to see.
No, nobody needs to see this.
That's why I don't have my chips. Quite frankly, it put off my appetite, which is...
Oh, sorry, could I have a look, please? I'd be most interested.
Oh, this is so grisly. I love it. Where's his leg? Oh, look, it's up there.
I see. Very well. Submit the photograph as evidence.
The photograph of the victim has been entered into the court record.
As the courts heard, the victim of the incident was Mr. Odious Man. I mean, Odi Asman. There have been a number of allegations made against the man, but putting them aside for the time being. He was the man who financed the research for the experiment and the demonstration itself.
I see. So, to summarize the situation...
Gory, grisly, and quite dire, to be perfectly honest.
The defendant is accused of taking the life of the man who funded his work. Would that be correct?
Exactly. But couldn't it be? No. The explosion was caused by some...
Oh dear.
I'm not laughing at the coughing, it's just there. Couldn't it be? No.
Caused by some malfunction in the apparatus used for the demonstration. Apparatus?
That's right. That must be it. My splendid machine. My poor, splendid machine.
You saw it yesterday, didn't you? We can't even examine the wreckage thanks to the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act.
What? The wreckage! The wreckage!
But that being the case, how can the facts be established? That being the case, how can the facts be established? How can it possibly be determined whether this was an accident or a deliberate and malicious act?
Extremely simply, my lord.
I beg your pardon?
Isn't that right, witness? What? Sorry? Me? No, your neighbor.
What? Yes, sir. It was murder, plain and simple. Anyone could state that with complete certainty.
What? How can he possibly think that?
Because
Look, I've
he
seen a
hasn't-
lot of stuff in my time, pal.
And the money in my pocket says so.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. I am not one to be bribed, I'll have you know. I take my job very seriously.
Oh, what's that? A favour? Oh, don't mind if you do. Don't mind if I do.
But see, listen, the royalties from the Rants magazine aren't paying nowhere near as much as they should be.
Oh, thank you, Inspector. I think we had better proceed to formal testimony.
Her ladyship is withdrawing them.
You will explain to the court on what grounds you claim this experiment to have been a front for murder.
Hopefully we do better with this first hurdle than we do with the first hurdle in the Danganronpa episode that'll air after this.
Yeah, but
Spoilers!
that's the last trial, though.
Spoilers!
This isn't the last trial.
The corpse that went crashing through the Crystal Tower had a broken neck.
Oof.
I made a minor miscalculation in the angle of the beam projection. That's all. That was my mistake.
But the post-mortem examination revealed another injury. A fatal wound,
Hey.
you know, more fatal than the broken neck, I guess.
the knife that was stabbed into his chest. Oh.
There was a lesion in his chest where he'd clearly been stabbed by something sharp right in the heart.
Couldn't possibly have been the glass from
Like
the tower,
debris
right?
or anything, yeah.
The crystal tower made of glass. Couldn't possibly be related.
So the victim was killed before he went anywhere, and this fella's the only one who could have done it.
That was pretty extreme.
And
Okay.
well, in his defense, look at his physique. Do you think he was capable of choking a chicken, much less breaking somebody's neck? What? Did I say something funny?
An extraordinary business. In addition to suffering a broken neck, the victim was stabbed in the heart.
Stab through the heart, and you're too late.
Information I would really like to have heard from someone other than the judge.
So,
other
you
than
gave
the judge.
science a bad name.
You give science a bad name. The coroner says death would have been all but instant from a wound like that.
You could say, in fact, that he was fucked.
No.
Well,
I know.
Naughty.
That the victim was killed twice by the accused.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I mean, you can really only be killed the once because people are liable to die when they are killed.
No, and no! That couldn't be further from the truth.
Wait, you said no 3
No.
times. What else are you admitting to?
No.
I have here the experiment plan document that was submitted to the security team.
Uh-oh.
Bip.
Always a man.
The victim stood himself inside something called the birdcage, ready to be beamed instantly. Is the animation happening in real time? He got a little flip book. He's got a little flip book. It's going,
I'm quite proud of this one.
do you know how long it took to line all of this up? It's actually much harder than it thinks, but after a bit of practice. And to the second level of the Crystal Tower, about 25 yards away.
There's no wonder the investigation team doesn't really get very far if all you're doing is scribbling inside post-it notes.
Look, I couldn't get up to the top of the ballot thing so I could look at it, so I spent the time drawing this little diagram.
Oh,
all right?
It should have been Gina saying that, actually.
Yeah.
You know,
Actually,
what really bothers me, though, what bothers me more than anything else,
What's
look at that
that?
arrow.
Yeah.
The lines from it are not equidistant.
Yeah, because he's not a frickin' computer, Taylor.
Look,
it-
I'm doing
Oh, yes,
my
he's
best.
drawn everything else perfectly, but that one bit is asymmetrical.
I will admit.
All right.
I will admit that line is like perfectly straight.
Look, my ruler broke, okay?
My ruler broke halfway
At
through,
the
I
very
suppose.
end there. To be fair, I can't draw an arrow with equidistant edges
No, I
very
can't
easily.
either.
At least not when not quickly. I mean,
No.
obviously, if I really tried, but I didn't want to spend like half an hour drawing an arrow. The experiment did not go according to plan, however. Give me that.
Kaboom.
Give me that flip book. As the machine was put into operation, there was a large explosion. And he just starts scribbling all over the book. The blast caused the beam transmitter to point higher than intended.
Oh no.
Accordingly,
Oh no!
Accordingly, the kinesis resulted in a birdcage materializing in midair. The birdcage,
Oh, dear.
rather. From where it subsequently fell, crashing through the glass of the Crystal Tower's large, round window. You will note that this time it was not a top-hinged casement window.
My word. One assumes the victim's neck was broken upon impact with the tower then.
One does.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for this to happen. The machine was just too powerful. But honestly, really, I swear, it was just an accident. A terrible accident. Like my voice.
Darling.
Unfortunately, that excuse can't save you.
No, not considering the sharp murder weapon that pierced the victim's heart.
Murder weapon? What are you saying?
The weapon which was used to commit murder. The weapon specifically designed for murder. The murder weapon, as it were.
Oh, that one. This is the autopsy report submitted by the coroner. The prosecution would like it entered into the court record.
No, that's fine. You can just leave it there.
Your request is granted, counsel. Don't listen to the defense. They're not in charge.
Oh.
The autopsy report has been entered into the court record. Wonderful, yes. Delightful.
Right, I guess we should better have a look at that record, hadn't we? I was there, forgotten the voice again. I was there in person, you know. I saw the whole ludicrous performance. It's,
I know that voice.
what was it like? I was there in person, you know. I saw the whole ludicrous performance. Was it kind of like this? Maybe.
It'll do.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's close enough. It's kind of like this now. And the only other person on stage with Mr. Assman was that disgraceful excuse for a scientist. What this has reminded me of is now he's exposed that actually he smokes about 20 cigars a day.
Probably does.
Doesn't do very good. Doesn't do one very well with their lungs.
All those Cuban cigars.
The-
And really, by all accounts, it must have been him.
Oh, for God's sake. Hard to think otherwise, really. That's kind of...
Garrett.
God, no.
That's Boise.
I know,
Think
I'm
of
trying to
Boise.
remember that. Hard to think otherwise, really.
There you go.
There you are.
That's just basically Boise.
Oh, you can give him that.
Hard to think otherwise, really.
I could imagine him having
Yeah, that
voice.
one on the end does look like a JoJo character with like the sharply defined chin and everything else.
Strong jaw.
Very well. Counsel for the defense, proceed with the cross-examination, please.
How do I have to?
Oh, yes, my lord. Oh dear. I need to focus here. Ouch. It's been a while.
That was a proper thwack.
Ow. Actually, I hit myself a little harder than I intended there. Ouchie.
Yeah, did somebody call?
Not you.
I'm not even here. What are you talking about?
Well, we know what we have to do. Press everything.
Yes, we can press everything in this one.
The corpse that went crashing through the Crystal Tower. I made a minor mistake. Shush. I'm just gonna do this because I can't skip the text at present until we've gone through them at least once. There was a lesion in his chest. Oh, yeah, so we need to read the autopsy report, whatever
Yes.
it was. Right, okay.
Autopsy.
Autopsy report. Sorry, hang on. Autopsy report of the victim, Mr. Asman. His neck was broken, the impact was stabbed in the chest.
I
with
love
sharp-
how he's 47. He looks in better nick than bloody Mr. Garradeb.
Well, I mean, everyone looks to be in.
I do.
Courtney Scythe, huh? I wonder if that's going to be relevant later.
I mean, Scythe,
Yeah.
Reaper.
Yeah.
Oh,
Scythe.
Scythe! Oh, no.
Taylor.
Courtney Scythe.
Hemorrhage of a
Hemorrhage.
wound to the chest that pierced the heart, inflicted by a sharp implement. A broken vertebrae. Most likely resulted from the impact of a sudden fall from. Okay, right. Nothing.
Oh, that's what happened. They took the E from vertebra and put it in front of hemorrhage instead.
That's the Queen's English you're taking the mickey out of there, Taylor.
Hold it! Are you suggesting Are you suggesting it's because he fell from a considerable height?
Seems like somebody can't speak the Queen's English.
Yes.
Are you
Exactly.
Are you talking about all of us right now, or just?
Well,
Yeah, probably. Yeah, all of us.
which highlights something else about this whole rum business. What's that?
Well, where's
There's
the
no rum in it.
Where's the rum gone? Like,
Why is rum always
what rum? The fact that the instantaneous kinesis itself was a success.
Ah! After the explosion, the cage with the fella inside suddenly appeared out of nowhere in thin air.
Midair.
Thin air, mid-air.
So, although the experiment ended in disaster, the so-called instantaneous kinesis did actually occur.
This is why there's a magician on the jury. This is why there's a magician on the jury, because what's inevitably going to happen is going to be like, ah, yes, I can see what happened with this trick. Allow me to show you.
If I have the sleight of hand, you see, and this is what is at play here.
Look into the eyes, Don't look around the eyes, don't look around. Look into the eyes. You're under. This is indeed a successful trick. I've done it many times myself. I am absolutely not a fraud. You believe everything that I say. 3, 2, 1.
You're back in the room.
You're back in the room. That is a reference to a horrible, horrible British
Yeah,
show.
we probably shouldn't have referenced.
So if you know it, you know it. But if you don't, I'm afraid we're not going to elaborate. It's,
No, we're
it's
not.
a horrible,
It's
horrible,
horrible.
horrible show.
Naughty.
Naughty. Naughty. Remind us, Professor, what was the cause of the fatal disaster?
Hold it! So the angle of projection is critical, is it? And you calculated it yourself, personally?
Absolutely. The calculation is far too complicated for anyone but me to carry out.
Iris just pipes up. Actually, I just did it and your numbers were off. You forgot to carry the 3.
Yeah, actually, you were wrong from the beginning. Here's the correction. I've shown my working as well, so extra points.
Oh my goodness.
Now hand over the grant, please.
It is possible, as it turns out, for a man to die many times before his final death. And I have just died now. Only you got it wrong, didn't you?
There's no need to click.
Yes, that's right. That's the point. The calculation is so complicated, even I can make a mistake. It's just so sacky again. Dang it. God dang it.
Do people fall for that brazen confidence? I should try it. Me too.
I took into account the subject's height and weight, and the wind direction, the ambient temperature. I considered every possible variable, so I just don't understand how this could have happened. I don't
Obviously,
understand!
You had to include the weight of the clothes Mr. Asman was wearing at the time, I suppose? Oh, bother.
Yeah. Oh, actually, the first time I...
Crackling comet! Crackling comet! The answer that should have been 3.
I mean, Taylor, you weren't far off by saying you need to carry the 3.
So much for safety first. The 3 must be for safety third.
Yeah.
Yes, actually, that was an error on my part. Every time we had the practice run, he was completely naked.
I insist on it. And,
that took a turn.
Ew!
Hold it! Another fatal injury, you say? That doesn't make any sense! I didn't think I'd have to spell this out, but here we go. Here we go! That's not the voice. Just because there were 2 fatal wounds doesn't mean I'm saying the victim had 2 lives to lose, does it? 2, right? Obviously, at first, we thought the bloke had died due to his spine snapping in half as well.
Ooh.
Oof.
But you're saying that's not the case? You'll get your answer once I finish my fish and chips if you don't keep butting in every few seconds.
Oh my goodness, he's just being told.
Wow.
You've been told, sir.
But we all know that's a bottomless bag.
Stop it, Ryunosuke. The 4th wall. You can't take it. The victim plummeted 30 feet into a glass tower.
Oh, feet. Interesting.
30 foot.
Yeah, because it's before we went to
metric.
Oh, yes.
Yes, Taylor. Jeez. It would be reasonable to assume that as the cause of death.
Yeah, we were Imperial once.
We did do the
Right.
nonsensical methods.
That's what we all thought. But that was a red herring, wasn't it? That it was a lesion in it. Oh, right. Hold it! Hold it! The defense knew nothing of this crucial information.
The prosecution received this report from the Forensic Investigation Team, FIT, only this morning. That was the first we knew of it as well. I can only apologize for the impossibility of informing the defense.
My raven was out of action.
Yes.
Sarcastic and insincere. Thanks.
I'm very
So, what
sorry.
was... So, what was the nature of this sharp object?
Among the accused's tools that were in use at the demonstration, one is of particular
The
interest.
screwdriver. Oh.
Ah. A.
Ah, indeed, Taylor. That's what it says. Ah.
Oh, yes, something screwdriver.
There it is.
He.
My trusty little companion, Andrew.
He names his tools.
Andrew. Of course.
Ah, do you know each other already? He's one of my dear friends. Like all my tools. I've named them
Oh,
all, you
boy.
know. We're one big, happy family.
Oh, dear.
Oh dear. I'm stood next to a Fruit Loop again.
I'm standing here next to a man who thinks that his tools are all real and have names, and I would like to exit swiftly.
Stage right.
I'm quite unsure how to respond to this.
Andrew is my flathead screwdriver, of course. His brother, Michael, is a crosshead.
Well, it would appear that your beloved Andrew has a red stain on his shank.
Oh dear. Andrew has become a murderer in my absence. This is what happens when a parental figure is absent from a child's life. I can only apologize for the misconduct of my son, but I understand if you must take and execute Andrew for this crime, as I, Albert Harebrayne, am innocent of it.
But could we? But I will.
As a father, I have failed him.
I have to say, Mr. Harebrayne, that it was quite negligent on your part to abandon your child and leave it unsupervised. And therefore, you realize it is indeed illegal in this country to leave a child unsupervised in a household. What?
Oh, well.
Andrew's just there. In my defence, I was left unsupervised.
In my defense, I am a screwdriver and also not sentient.
That isn't.
It's like, is Harebrayne doing all the voices for the screwdriver?
It's like
Yes,
the little
absolutely.
puppet show with them.
It's blood, beyond all reasonable doubt.
I sampled it myself. I got a bit peckish during the day.
It's definitely blood.
No!
I thought he was caressing him for a second.
That's not all, and he's doing the thing right next to me, isn't he? I'm just gonna pretend he's not here.
For a moment, I thought he was like caressing him with the back of his hand.
Mr. Scientist, would you mind breathing less in my ear?
Can you stop
Can you-
brushing
can-
elbows with me?
Can you maybe like take a step or two to the side? Like I don't
can smell what you had for lunch on your breath.
I don't care for this. I'm almost. If you knock my chips out of my hand, I'm gonna be
really
real
not paid
cross.
enough for this crap.
The long, sharp shape of this Andrew fellow is completely consistent with the victim's wound.
I stuck it in and gave it a little bit of a wiggle and it fits perfectly.
What?
Andrew, my boy, what have you done?
Order!
Your mother would be terrified.
The court will enter this friend of the defendant as evidence.
Oh no, the toolbox isn't the mother, is it?
Your screwdriver has been entered into
Taylor.
the court record.
No.
You guys, we're going to
Whatever will your mother say?
do the case.
Sorry.
We're nearly out of time.
Sorry.
Blood.
Blood.
I'm just so used to somebody popping up on the other
Yeah,
side.
same. It's like
This is blood. Mr. Asmund, no doubt, I say to myself and nobody else. This is the problem with looking at murder weapons. Oh.
Oh, okay.
All right, then.
That's it then, I guess.
I guess it's too early.
I've seen this unusually shaped handle before. It's the same screwdriver that was lodged in the grill on the floor of the kinesis machine. Which could be important information, so I should definitely make a note of it.
Aha!
And that's probably why the calculations got thrown off. If there's that little bit of extra weight in the thing, that'd be why his calculations are off. Maybe?
Maybe?
Maybe.
If it was in the grill of the machine.
I mean, I'm assuming that the whole thing is complete arse anyway, so...
Probably is, but... Give him the benefit
Great.
of the doubt.
It's not gonna be
No, I
real.
know. It's gonna be some trick.
Hold it! What grounds do you have for saying that? Ha! Do you really need to ask? There were only 2 people on that public experimentation stage in front of the whole crowd.
The victim, Mr. Odie Asmund, and the accused, Professor... I nearly said prosecutor.
You almost...
Oh no!
Professor Harebrayne. And we know...
Professor Van Zieks, are you having a problem?
No. And we know for certain that before the experiment, the victim was alive. I'm just a little bit low on blood, that's all. I need my wine. I need my wine. Oh, for God's sake. I saw him with my own eyes.
I'll do.
That's what I did before, yeah. Furthermore, following the explosion and kinesis, nobody went anywhere near the body.
That's what you think.
In other words, only someone else on stage with the victim could possibly have done it.
Oh, he's done a thing.
He's done a
Excuse
thing.
me?
He's done a thing, but well,
He did a thing.
We'll circle back
No,
round.
we're close to it. And Albert Harebrayne is the only bloke who fits the bill. Unless you've got some other bright idea, Sunshine. In which case, let's hit it.
Do you have another bright idea, Sunshine? We don't know because unfortunately we're out of time.
Oi, guys!
I'm really sorry. I'm sorry for this terrible accent. It's terrible. Anyway.
Not as sorry as me, pal, today.
Yes, unfortunately we are out of time. We'll have to find out what Harebrayne is thinking on the next episode. But if you do enjoy watching what we do, don't forget to give us a like, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and you'll be notified of our video uploads every Wednesday and Saturday.
Yeah.
And until next time, we'll see you again.
See you in the next one, everybody.
And remember, if you're going to name all of your tools and pretend like they're your children or part of a family, that's fine, but don't share that in public. Nobody needs to know that.